At Chili's and Outback, the sizzle can be meat pre-cooked, held for hours, then flashed to sell the illusion of just cold. If you're over 50, that's not just a letdown, it's a salt bomb and a food safety gamble. Stay with me. We'll show how bulk prep, warming drawers, and heavy seasoning hide long holding times, and how to spot it before your ribs or steak set back on sodium and stomach. You hear that skillet hiss, you see browned grill lines, and you think fresh. Past 50, the stakes change. Your gut, blood pressure, and sleep pay for shots you do not see. Quick favor before we move on.
What's the secret to a good prime rib, and how you don't grill this thing? You have to put it in the oven because it's too big of a piece. So
slow and low.
Slow and low. So
Yep.
how low of a temperature are we talking about?
Obviously, at home, if you want it done a little bit more, feel free to leave it in a little bit longer, and go from there.
And you guys have a great presentation at Tom's when you bring everything kind of out to the table and you prepare it right there. Tell us about
So
that.
this right here is our brazier. It's at about 275.
Wow.
2 to 3 hours, depending on the doneness that you like. We do it for about 2 hours. We like to get it medium rare.
All right.
That way the customer could order it however they want. But
Appreciate this content. Consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. This free and only takes a second. It means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great. Thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. Let's start with the book. Kitchens.
Hochman has also zeroed in on the equipment. His team looked for small changes they could make to save cooking time and money.
So for example, on a burger and fries, sounds simple, right? A lot goes into that. And the fries, what we found was, one, they weren't as hot as they could be.
Was there things about consumer surveys, or what had you seen when you first started that said to you, the food's got to be better and this is what I need to do?
Well, I mean, you could talk to guests, but you also talk to the team members. I mean, the team members would tell you that the food needed to be better. Home office's fault, because we gave them 2 fries to make, so we had a curly fry and a straight fry. So if you just have 1 fry, you can make it hotter and fresher. And then the seasoning process was almost impossible. So after the fries are cooked, they're put on what's called a save-a-week pan, and then they're supposed to take the shaker and do it 30 times.
Meats in big batches, vacuum seal portions, and park them in warming drawers. When your ticket prints, they hit a hot pan for fast played out, staged freshness. It solves rush hour chaos, not your. Here is the clash. The menu says, just grilled. Operations say batch, hold, reheat. That gap brings 3 problems. Meat dries out, temps slip into the zone, and seasoning steps in to cover age. Salt, sugar, and spice give you flavor while time on a shelf. At Chili's, fajitas and ribs.
Been in use since 1952. I don't think that's the original, but that comes out on a cart, table side. Steaks are, just kind of laid out like that. We have the au jus sauce in there. Really, it's just the marbling. We've already seasoned this piece, so you can't really tell the marbling, but we use USDA prime exports here, and we season it with just basic salt, pepper, put it on the plate, dress it with some au jus, and then baked potato and salad come with every entree.
All right.
And that's what we do.
All right. I know you can get a nice prime rib at most of the grocery stores, at Costco and whatnot. How do we make sure that we have a good prime rib?
Ride that route. Pre-cooked, cooled, then blasted on a smoking skillet so you get steam and noise. That sizzle is marketing, not a timestamp. The meat was cooked long before you sat down. At Outback, steaks are portion cut and held cold. If the color turns dull, a bold rub and a hard sear fix the look. The famous onion is prepped in batches and go to a fryer that is not always fresh. Old oil leaves food greasy and off-taste. It also means oxidized fats, which do you no favors. Food science is simple. Hold protein too warm or too long and back to flourish. Keep fryer oil past its prime and fat break down into harsh compounds. As you age, your immune response slows and your gut lining gets less forgiving. What you shrugged off at 30 lands harder now. Think of it like warming yesterday's roast, paint sauce, and calling it Sunday dinner, just scaled to hundreds of plates. The out is the same. Soft.
So you skinnied down the menu. Why is the menu that you have now the right menu?
Huge advantages come out of slimming down the menu, or allows us to make the food better. So for example, the chicken crispers, we used to have 2 chicken crispers. We had a tempura battered crisper called the original crisper. And when you go into the back of the restaurant, the heart of the house, they have very small little pans with which they can bread each of those flavors, right? Because there's 2 flavors in this breading station that's about this big. When we got rid of the 20% variant, we could now have one big vat where we can make 24 at a time. It's about 20% of the chicken crisper business. And then we had a conventional extra crispy, we call it a crispy crisper. It's 80% of the business, right?
More glaze, less control. The real kicker is one little steakhouse round can blow your day's limit. Rubs, sauces, gravy, and sides carry the load quietly. Ask how long proteins sit. Skip items drowning in glaze. Now let's move on to the traps you can spot before you order and the swaps that cut risk without killing your night out. What if the menu is the tell? The words that sound tasty also hint at how long that food sat and how hard the kitchen will lean on salt to wake it up. After 50, that is not abstract. That is blood pressure and sleep on the line. Let's start with a quick audit you can do at the table. Scan for phrases that sell sheen, not freshness. Signature glaze, house rub, loaded, crispy, smothered, sticky. Those labels are often shorthand for pre-cooked meat, a long hold, and a heavy salt and sugar coat to bring back snap. Now the tension. The items we trust are the ones most staged. Mixed platters promise variety but rely on batch-cooked parts. Ribs ride low and slow back of house, then get lacquered. Fajitas shout with a fast sizzle finish. Loaded fries and creamy dips sit ready, then get a hot pass. Fast to plate is often code for prepped in bulk. Side dishes do the same trick. Seasoned rice is usually scooped from a hot well. Mashed potatoes often start as a big pan and get thinned to order. Gravies wait in warmers. They taste bold because they carry hidden salt. You don't see it, your arteries do. Tie it back to those big names. Bold rubs on steaks, sticky sauces on ribs, sizzling fajitas that reach you in minutes. Quick service because the heavy lifting happened hours ago. The final flash is for show. The flavor push comes from salt, sugar, and fat. There is a reason this hits harder past 50. Lower sodium targets are common, and the longer a dish sits, the more flavor it loses. Reheat it, and the fix is more seasoning. That is how a safe order ends up loud with salt. You do not need to skip dinner out. You need a swap list. Pick single ingredient proteins cooked to temp. Ask for salt-free seasoning. Go steamed veg or a plain baked potato. Say no to glazes. One more step, ask the cook time. If they quote a real window, you're getting it fresh. If this gave you something to chew on, like and subscribe. Next time we'll name the menu keywords that flag a microwave pass. The louder the sizzle and the sweeter the glaze, the more likely you're paying with salt and hold time, not freshness. That is the trade under the noise and shine. Ask how your protein is cooked. Hold the sauce or get it on the side. Choose plain sides. Share this with a friend who thinks grill marks equal safety. Like and subscribe to help us keep the spotlight on the food industry's best-kept secrets. Next, we'll test 3 healthy chain orders and show which one is the real trap. One looks clean on paper, one hides a sodium spike, and one fails on the reheat.